Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charles down again, y'all. This is that Go Hard to Go Home channel. All right, y'all. Uncle Scrooge in the house tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about a couple of things that some of my viewers asked me about. What number one was what you should ask for the box, or what I think about what you asking for the box. So we're gonna go over that a little bit here for about 30 minutes or so, and we're gonna talk a little bit about why I think that men should stop dating down and marrying down. Okay, and how you can deal with some of those situations. Okay. Look right here, you know what I'm saying? We got the link and it's gonna be in the comments also. If you want to step up, say something, you can always do that. And you know, drop in the comments, let us know what you're thinking and join the doggone conversation. Well, without further ado, though, we're gonna get into this. So we're gonna go talk about this a little bit. Okay, if y'all don't know me, this first time you're watching this, my name is Charles Downey, aka Uncle Scrooge. We just gave out that name this week, this year right here. Last week, I talked a little bit about men marrying down and dating down. Wasn't really part of the show, but it became part of it. That's what we're gonna talk about this week. Um, when you should ask for the box, okay, is part of that. Asking for sex and dating down and marrying down and stuff like that. All these things kind of go together. It's kind of symptoms of the other one. Okay, you gotta that makes sense. All right. So we're gonna talk about first when you should ask for the box. Okay, or for sex. Let's talk from a woman. All right. I got this comment on a video a few days ago, and I wanted to make a short in response to it, but they messed up the thing with the you know jump. I can see the comment, but I can't see it if I go into my thing and try to make it. I'm gonna try to still make that short. But one of the guys was asking me, "Hey, what do you think about just asking for the box?" Because I've done this before, and sometimes when we go ahead and do it, and this and that, and it's a good question. It's a good question. There is a time when you should do this, and it's time when you should not. But here's what you gotta look at when you're doing this also. Okay. Uh what do you really want? Okay. When I say what do you really want, I mean like this right here. Because if you start asking women for you ask this woman for sex or whatever, if you matter of fact, if you got to get to the point of asking, that's already a problem. We'll get into that a little bit later. But hey, if you gonna ask her, the first thing you gotta do is decide this right here. All right, hey, do I still want this relationship? Do I still want it? Is this a person I can hang around and stuff like that, and just let this happen naturally, or things like that? You know, can I do that? Or B, is this all this person really got to offer? In which case, you may as well just ask for it because they ain't got nothing else to bring to the table but that. And if you're not getting that, then you're really not getting nothing from them. Okay, this is the first decision right here that's got to be made when you're going to decide if you're going to ask this woman for the box or not. Okay, because when you ask women these type of things, uh, you run the risk of offending them, and that is going to probably cause you from not get what you want. But if it's somebody that wasn't going to bring anything to the table anyway, if there's nothing else for you to gain from the situation, then I don't see any reason to not go ahead and ask. That's why I say in that situation, you got to sit down and it's got to be a decision that's made by you between two things. Is this person somebody cool that I can keep hanging with, and they don't have to be having sex all the time because they bring other things to the table? You might be more lenient in that one. But if that's not the case, then definitely you should go ahead and ask because what do you got to lose? They don't have anything to bring to the table anyway. They're not really going to benefit you in any other way. And if this is the only way they are going to benefit you, you may as well just ask for what you would ask for that. The thing is that most women don't understand that that's really the situation they wind up being in. Okay, drop a little something on y'all today here. Most of them are not really bringing anything to the table but sex. Okay, and that winds up being their problem. Okay, uh, because they're not bringing anything to the table but sex. It's hard to you can't really respect them. That's the first thing. So, and then they only really have one use. So it's like there's no reason to respect them. You know what I'm saying? So women don't understand that a lot of cases that's really the situation they be in. Because most women don't bring them to the table but sex. They don't know that because you know what I'm saying, not really from guys not telling them, it's just from them ignoring it. Because guys are asking for this and they're saying this, they want this and that from women. Women call that princess treatment, or you know, so thinking of you as a person is it's too much for them. I guess that's the response that most of them be given. They're not saying it out loud, but the response says that. So you know, it is what it is on that one. So it's not them not knowing; it's really them not caring. But you don't have to care about you. So that's what I'm telling you. You got to make that decision right there. If you're gonna ask for the box, what you need to be doing is saying to yourself, okay, first off, if you got to do it, I'm gonna keep saying this in the whole thing. If you got to ask, you probably already got a problem. You should probably be going away from this thing if you got to ask her, but some guys not gonna do that. So we just go ahead and talk about the ins and outs of asking for it. All right. My thing is, my official position really is that if you got to ask, it's probably time to start getting up out of there. It's time to start looking for somebody else because most cases you shouldn't have to. That should be happening between you and the girl anyway. First of y'all in a relationship, so you really shouldn't have to ask. So if you wind up having to ask, you more than likely already got other problems. Okay. That being said, when you do ask, one or two things can happen. All right. This woman can go ahead and be like, okay, all right. In which case, if you had to ask, I wouldn't take that too serious because it's like when you had to ask. I mean, you know, and like I said, in most cases, though, too, women get into this one where guys got a kind of pressure. Cause I see a lot of that happening these days. And a lot of guys leave a lot of comments. A lot of guys be talking. I be watching the videos and doing all little things like that, and doing a little work on a little manosphere type junk or whatever you want to call it. But that seems like an issue. But it's because a lot of guys are getting into this thing with these women that don't really like them. Okay. And that's why you really wind up asking for the box. That's why you wind up asking. Because the person that you with don't really like you. And you need to understand that one too. All right. They might still do it. That's what I said. One or two things can happen. It might be like, no. And then after that, it's time for just walk away. Really. And then they might be like, yeah. But then you gotta make a decision too. What am I really getting myself into doing this? Keep it down in there. What am I doing keeping myself doing to myself by getting into this? Because you're already taking a kind of hit to your own self esteem because you had to ask this person for something this damn basic. It's really the only thing that women got to offer anyway, and they know this. They're not gonna say that out loud, guys. You watch a million of these shows, 8 on 8 at the table, or red carpet, red table, whatever you want to call it. All this junk when people talking back and forth trying to have this conversation. The problem really winds up here, guys, that women are not going to admit that they have any problem with this or that they're part of the problem. You're just gonna have to know that they're part of the problem, and then you're gonna have to move around that. Okay, they're not gonna say it on their own self. Okay, so deal with that. So here's the thing: look at it like this right here. You're gonna make this decision. Either A, I'm gonna go and ask this, and B, I'm not. All right. You gotta also think about your own self esteem, your own personal self when you're doing this, okay? Because if you gotta ask, even if you get it after you had to ask, I mean, like, really, How is that gonna feel? I don't think that's gonna feel too good. So, what I would suggest about asking for the box is the first, like I said, make the decision. If the person either here for that or not, I mean, they're gonna be there for it for sex, yes, but can I hang out with this person? Can I chill with this person? Can I talk to this person and let this happen naturally? Or is this some idiot that sex is the only thing they got to offer? Because that's what's happening. When you get to the point of guys that you thinking about, you even got to ask for this. One or two things gonna happen. Either A, you done determine this woman is an idiot, and the only thing that she's good for is sex, and so you need to just go ahead and get this out of the way. Or B, she's not that bad, but for some reason she's like she dragging her feet, and you feel the need to ask. But in that case right there, that's the more complicated one. But if this broad dragging the hell out of her feet, and you gotta ask, bro, I'm telling you, the minute both of these are kind of no goes. Both of them are kind of no goes, man, because you're gonna take a hit to your own personal self esteem. But first off, if you gotta ask, even if she said yeah, you had to ask, so that's gonna hit you. And then if she's just a fool, and you gotta ask, and you hit it anyway, you still just got an idiot. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? The situation where you gotta ask for the box, it's gonna be a lose lose one every time. Okay, I'm not saying I don't agree with doing it. Okay, not saying that I wouldn't do it. If I know that, okay, this chick right here, she ain't all that bright. Let me go ahead and do this right here. Yeah, but it's not a real victory. And most guys and guys know that. That's one of the problems a lot of guys are having because they have a lot of victories like that. And it's like, yeah, you're never gonna get anything out of those. But sex. So that's normal for that. The other situation comes in where it's somebody that you probably like, and some reason you can't get to this part right here. And I'm going to tell you, I think that if in that situation, in most cases, times in that situation right there, if you like this person and it's like, okay, this shit done came already, and it hasn't, this other person probably don't like you as much as you like them, and it's probably time to get the hell out of there. Because if you ask them, they might still do it, but you when you ask, you putting yourself in like some type of codependency type situation. You know what I'm saying? That you got to ask for something that should be given to you. So because women don't withhold sex from guys that they like, I'm telling you that right now. So if you having to ask them, it's probably an issue. All right. Sometimes you gotta do it, like I said, in situations where it's like, okay, this chick cute, but this ain't gonna really go nowhere. But should I still smash it? Yeah, you can still do those. So I got a lot of angles on this thing about when you should ask for the box. That's why I decided to do the video because the 3 minutes short. I was gonna try to put it into there, and I couldn't. That they messed up the thing for some reason. I'm gonna still go back and try to do that short because you can kind of compact this, but there's a lot of different scenarios in it when you actually get to talking about it. Because, like I said, I think I've explained it well in the last about 13 minutes or so that the whole thing is kind of a no-win situation on either one. You could take a little bit of victory out of one side of it, because if it's a chick that's like, okay, this is just one of them, y'all know you run across them, it's one of them dummy chicks, and you go ahead and you go ahead and you smash it, but you go ahead and you ask, you go ahead and be like, hey girl, what's up with that one? Yeah, because there ain't nothing to lose from that. This Joker can't bring nothing to the situation but this sex thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be the situation for most women anyway. All right. Like I keep telling y'all, most guys are gonna keep running into that. Period, straight up and down. Because most women only gonna have sex to bring to the table anyway. That's why most guys are gonna probably wind up asking. Because in most cases, you're probably gonna wind up in this first situation that I keep telling you about, where you done determine that, okay, this Joker only has this to offer. And in that case, if that's all you got to offer, then yeah, I need to ask you for what. If I'm gonna stay around here, I need to ask you for what it is I want. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see how that, if that makes sense to y'all? Y'all let Unc know. You know what I'm saying? You may not be around right now in the live, but if you're watching the recap, in the comments, let me know. Hey, look, yeah, I get that one. I got that one. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna run into a lot of that. So it's just something that guys got to know. You're gonna run into a lot of women. Well, most guys know it anyway. You're gonna run into a lot of women. The only thing they got to bring to the table is sex. So most guys have had that experience already in life. You live long enough, you already had that experience, so you know this. All right. So we're gonna start getting ready to move over to the next subject here. All right. Asking for the box ain't a bad thing, and it's not a good thing either. It's more towards bad than it is good because once you do it, you already took yourself to a certain level because you lowered yourself to ask for something that should have already been happening. So you got to remember that. If you're gonna do it, you want to be in a situation. Number one, it should never be with somebody that you like. If you liking this person, you think they got more to offer, and you got to ask for this one thing. It's time to. If you do it, you still need to go away from them. The other ones you probably can still hang around because you're just like, hey, this joker ain't got shit to bring to the table but this. And as long as I'm asking for it, they're gonna give it. But that other situation, no, you hurt yourself with that one. I mean, if y'all got questions about it, y'all drop in the comments. Let me know. I always get back to the comments. There's one thing I'm doing right now because this was a comment that somebody made. I couldn't make the short because the little thing was messing up. Maybe the next time when I get back on the YouTube thing, yeah, let me make it short. But I just want to put that out there today for y'all in that one. All right. Uh, the box, asking for the box, it is already you already kind of you lowering yourself, you putting yourself down to ask for something that should have been gave to you already, or you should be able to be into a situation that you could get it. And if she not letting those type of things happen, you already got the answer. It's really what I'm trying to tell you. The fact that you got the answer, you got to ask, is already showing you that there's lower the total pole for you with that person. Keep it quiet in there. So we're gonna roll on to the next subject, okay? Which we'll bring a little bit of this into it too, because both of the two subjects kind of go together, like I was telling y'all. All right. So men should stop dating and marrying down. All right. Uh, I had this conversation matter of fact today in the barbershop, and a lot of guys. The thing is, as I get into it, you'll see why it's going to be this way too. A lot of guys find this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to stop marrying, dating down. Why? Because most guys are like, well, the women that you meet, you're probably going to have more than them, and you're going to be. And this is the truth in most cases. If you keep putting yourself into that situation, all right. Um, Women, I get it. They got the hypergamous dating thing. Okay, I understand the hypergamy thing. I always show that with the little chart. You know what I'm saying? Maybe let me see if I can look here and pull up this chart. But women date hypergamously, and we all know this. Okay, so the thing of it is with women dating hypergamously, it makes what I'm about to start saying next seem like it's gonna be hard, but it's really not hard. Okay, guys are gonna have to stop dating down so much because women have made things like provision and stuff like that into entitlements instead of being part of the deal like it was before. Okay, so, and this kind of hurt everything Well, how does it hurt it? It hurts it like this right here. You as a person, the man or whatnot, ain't gonna want to uh feel like you're being used in a situation. This is why a lot of guys don't like the whole dating thing they got going on right now. Because if you don't do it right, you're gonna wind up feeling used. Now I can't say that's not the truth. I can't find that damn thing. I'll look for it later. But I can't say that's not the truth. So if you're not doing this right, yeah, you're gonna probably wind up feeling used. I see a lot of guys that they're having that happen now. I mean, and they've been in these relationships for years with these women, and now that the relationships are ending, they're not really ending, but the guys are feeling bad in relationships. Okay, when these guys come talk to me, they they feel like it's like talking to somebody that's in jail, man. It's like talking to somebody that's in jail. So they married down, basically because they have more than the other woman, or they date down because every time they get in a relationship, they have more than the other woman. I mean, than the other woman, than the woman. You know what I'm saying? So it makes this dynamic in it where you got to come up with everything and be making sure everything is happening, and this other person's really not doing anything to help that. I mean, it goes back to the asking for the box thing. This person really didn't have anything to bring. That's why I told you these two subjects go together. This person had nothing to bring to the relationship in the first place. They did. Okay. It was one of those people that you probably should have asked for the box and went on ahead about your business. Or it was number two, you liked them more than they liked you, and you was already having to ask for the box, and then now you wind up in this situation where you done got into a long term relationship with this person, and you're the only one who really has any sense about getting anything or having anything, and you can't really respect the other person. That's how I see it happen with the guys that come and talk to me and stuff like the older guys. See, like the channel, I talk to a lot of younger guys on the channel, but in real life, I'm talking to a lot of older guys. And what I'm doing by making the channel is telling y'all how to avoid these problems because I see them happening now. Like you're doing this now, and it's going to cause this later. See what I'm saying? When I say men should stop dating to marrying down, I mean like this right here. Okay, I get it with the hypergamy thing. Okay, because guys, that's the first thing they start bringing up is hypergamy. When women date hypergamous, if a woman likes you, you're gonna have more than her, and if you're on the same level as her, she's probably gonna try to ignore you. These are not things that are not the truth. I'm not going to go against those things, but I am going to say that those are hard punches that you might got to take to avoid this other situation that I'm talking about right now. All right. When guys are marrying down and they dating down, you already hurting yourself. Like just like I said in the beginning, the other situation, you already taking a hit to your personal self esteem by even accepting the situation because the person is telling you in this situation, she's telling you that she is there because you're going to be taking care of her and really she's telling you she's there for the money. They'll be telling you in these other videos when you hear the women, and you ain't got no money, you ain't got, but they'll still take what you got. They'll still take what you got. But the thing of it is you taking the hit to yourself, your personal self esteem, because you willingly already go into the situation with somebody that you know this person don't really like you. They there for, and then see 20, 10, 15, 20 years later, like what I see with a lot of these older guys, when this junk goes to blowing up in their face, because it really doesn't blow up in their face. It's them going. You have to. They're gonna start realizing it. They knew it from the beginning. They knew from the beginning what it was. But the thing is, once they made it to having the money and the cars and the houses, and then they turn around, they realize that, hey, look, this woman that's with me didn't help me to get here. And she's still asking for more, and she's still and it's this and that. Then it's like okay, because this guy didn't have no view of himself when he got to the money when he started doing this. When you do this, I'm telling you guys, you gotta already viewed yourself as when you're gonna get the money. What type of chick do you want there when you get the money? And that's what she got to be able to be before then. Okay, just like she's got certain potential and things like that for you that she wants you to achieve later on. You gotta have these for her too, and she's got to be able to achieve them. They don't. When you get to this point, you're gonna be pissed off like I see all the other guys. And now they got kids, now they got this stuff, but they want out. Yeah, let me tell y'all something, man. Think about this right here. The majority of OnlyFans users are married men. What's that telling you? What's that telling you? Okay, you got junk like that. You hear about sexless marriages. You don't hear about you don't hear me talk about being sexless. I'm not in a marriage though. But you don't hear about that with me because it's not gonna be that way for me. Matter of fact, I'm talking about not being sexless like now. You know what I'm saying? So some of it boils down to these things though, from based on what I've been seeing. Now, how can men stop the dating and the marrying down? We're gonna get into that a little bit right here, okay? How can that happen? You're gonna have to start to deal with women mostly that like you, mostly that like you, not ones that are just talking about that provider thing. They start talking about that first. That joker don't like you. You start to try to move yourself into better dating situations or better areas for finding women. Okay, uh, because the social classes and stuff like that have something to do with it too. All right, you hang out with the in the ghetto bars with the ghetto chicks. That's what you gonna get. Okay. Now that might pan out good for you in the beginning because since you got more than these women, you're gonna be able to. It's gonna look like look. This could be like the same way that the woman's tricking herself. The woman tricks herself by thinking that because she can sleep with the married man. I mean, not the married man, the rich man that makes her somebody. Guys are tricking themselves by saying if I can sleep with these broke bitches because that's what it is. Them broke dusty bras. If I can sleep with them, that's making me somebody that know the hell they don't. No, because you can only get the broke chicks. So that don't make you nobody. All right, shot to the dome. All right, don't really make you nobody. So guys gotta really start looking at that one. All right, they gotta start looking at that one. I got myself to a certain level of life, but the only thing I can get is a broke broad. I understand that women do hypergamy, but that's like in the first conversation topic. I start saying it's more about what you want to. You gotta start thinking about what you want. You gotta put what you want into the equation, okay? If I'm finna get all this money, why would I only want a broke broad? Why would I want that? We was talking about this in the barbershop today a little bit. And you gotta look at like these football players and stuff like that. They get these women and they get these kids with these women, and the women just busting them up for all this child support and all this junk. But you knew that was coming. You knew that was coming when you took the broke broad. You knew it. You had these high profile divorces. And when a woman's rich and the man is rich, hell, even when Mary J. Blige, she was richer than her husband, she wound up paying him alimony. So you see, that's she married down. You married somebody with less than you. So see, this could be a lesson for anybody. I'm just saying that men need to take it more than women. And they need to take it because just like Mary J. Blige, if it happened to a woman, it's dang on sure gonna happen to you if you get it. It's dang on sure gonna happen to you. So you taking somebody with less, and then you being surprised when this joker just being greedy and trying to take it. That's what gets me about it. It's kind of one reason why I'm making the videos and stuff like that to try to bring this stuff to guys' attention. If you already set yourself up for this situation because you did that when you married down or when you dated down. You set yourself up for that situation because you knew that's one of the main reasons the person would. A lot of guys get into this one, guys, because this is one of the easiest ways to getting women. It's easy. If you got more than them, they'll take you. Okay, we all know that. We all know that. But the thing is that what you want? You gotta start sitting there and saying to yourself, is this what I want? Is that what I really want? I want to only be accepted because I'm gonna be able to give. Is that what I really want? And anybody that's watching this right now, probably the answer is damn no. So how do you stop it? It starts with you. I'm not going to accept that no more. I could be married right now, guys. It's like two or three women. It was pretty decent looking women. I could have a very nice looking wife right now. But the problem is that when I met these women, the conversation was going like this. They was looking for a man because they was tired of working. They was tired of they wanted somebody to I guess to bring structure to their life. Oh hell no. No, hell no, not bitch, oh, you a joke. You a joke. Now, Uncle Scrooge, he ain't taking that. You a brokey. And you a grown woman that ain't got no damn direction in life. I don't need that around me, not at all. No. And I ain't trying to have it around me. So that was kind of insulting to me, and it turned me off to those. But I could be done got into the relationships and probably be married by now. But basically, it would be I'll be moving this chick into my house so she ain't got to pay her own bills no more, and all the other good. Nah, bitch, you just stay on there and do that because I don't want you here if that's the main reason why you're coming. You were doing just fine without me, and you can keep doing fine without me. You don't hurt my feelings. Yeah, would they be? I could do this on my own. Get go right on ahead. Yeah, I give you a two thumbs up. If I have four arms, I give you four. Four thumbs up. You go right on ahead. Do fine by yourself. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit with this thing with the top of the stopping that. The hypergamous dating, I understand that it's a problem. It's something that you got to get around. But you're only going to get around it if you don't accept it in a way. I'm not saying don't accept that it's not the truth, that it is the truth. I'm not saying don't accept the truth. What I'm saying is accept the truth and know you're still going to have to do a little bit, kind of almost work against that because the thing of it is if you accept it that way, you're going to get the garbage. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Hancock, you're right. You're right about that, homie. Dealing with poor women, yeah, poor chicks is easy to control. Yes, exactly. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. If you matter of fact, if you look at like the Byron Gaines guy, you know what I'm saying? He went through that whole thing, finally got rich, finally got a girl, then that shit was over in like 5 minutes. Because the money, you can have that money, but you still can't control the other person if they don't like you. And it shouldn't be about controlling them anyway. That's the problem. This thing that we're talking about right now is one of the main issues with the red pill thing. And I was going to talk about this a little bit about how they talk about women having this inherent value. Women are valuable, they're born with value. That's just not the truth. It isn't. It's not the truth. Most guys be like, well, how is that not the truth? Well, here's the deal. If women was born with this much value, you wouldn't have things like porn, like I just got done mentioning, like things like OnlyFans and stuff like that. You wouldn't have it. It'd be too priceless. This shit could be sold, and that's the only value that they have. And then if you look at the hierarchy in all of that, even in sex work, you got low class prostitutes, you got high class prostitutes, low class OnlyFans, high class OnlyFans, And it's low class. The low class ones is really just based on your environment. If you're a ghetto chick in the hood, you probably can't get no more than $40 for your pussy. $80, 100 if you run up on the right person. But if you're a high class prostitute that that hangs around with guys like Diddy, you probably make a lot more. Okay, back when that Karen Steffens chick was going between Shaq and all the other the other basketball players and all that junk. They're just paying this chick again, but she's a high class host. So see, even that it's got hierarchy to it. Women is born with zero value too. Their value comes from who they're around and where they at. So if they born down low, no value, zero. You didn't come out with nothing. Now if you was born to parents with some money, okay, you worth something now. You could go right to the high class whole category. I mean, like if you want, the easiest way for me to do it is to market them like that because people understand that. You can go straight to being a high class hoe because you come from up there and you're gonna be around those guys. You're gonna be around this way. So if you keep your SMV at a certain level, you're gonna be the guys below you can't access you because they ain't got the money. You was already born up there. So that's a whole different thing. That guys got to start understanding. With the red pill and the manosphere is spitting a couple of lies that's hurting guys. One of them is this inherent value of women thing because it makes you put the woman like she's on some kind of pedestal. Hell no. If this broad wasn't born rich like that, she ain't got no damn value just like you ain't got none. She got to build some value in her life, but her value don't. Women's value don't get built the same way that guys' value do, which is you going out and making something of yourself and having money and doing this and that. That value is built. Number one, it's gonna start where they're born at. You'll ghetto hood chick. Look at the motherfucker like Cardi B. Look at Cardi B. That's a really good example. This chick ghetto came from the bottom, A, B, and C. Right. Even she had a husband, and he was a certain type. And even when she left her husband, she got the same thing because she cannot get no better. It does not matter about her money. This is why I keep telling you about the dating down and all that stuff. The chick can't get no better. It don't matter about her money. It just depends on where she come from and who she is. And I'm using this woman as a good example. See, exactly, exactly. And this is one of the things right there that like Kevin Samuels was trying to tell women. He was saying it to them, but he wasn't really saying it. He wasn't really explaining it in this way. But I choose to not really say it to women because I see that they really don't pay attention. They really don't care. The thing of it is though, if you explain this to guys and they know about this, then they're able to move in a certain type of way. It's just like you just said how the women can move. They only gonna get only certain ones gonna be born is born at certain levels, and they got two certain levels in life, either by money, standard, whatever, this type thing like that. They might be able to be in some circles. Like, okay, say something like Cardi B. Go back to that example right there. All right. She wouldn't be able to be in a circle shit that she is now if she hadn't got done the rapping and everything. She'd still be somewhere with people grabbing her ass for $1. They just face what it is. And this inherent value thing, that shit is crushing guys. It is crushing guys. It's crushing the hell out of them because they sitting there thinking that this woman is born with all this value and they treating it that way. This is why you wind up with the marrying down and the dating down and all this junk because the men is overvaluing these women that don't come from them doggone groups and don't really have no business being taken to that point. Because the problem is when you marry down and you dating down, what you're doing is you're getting a broke hoe. So what you're doing is when you soon you if you ever get to the money, As soon as you get this broad around some niggas with more money than you, guess what the hell is gonna happen? And most guys get to talking about this junk, you know what I'm saying? They understand. It's like I was telling them in the doggone barbershop today. You set yourself the hell right up when you did the damn dating down, married down thing. This person don't got nothing to bring to the table but they ass. And you already know it. So and you're accepting that. And once you accept that, the other bullshit that start going on top of it, going is gonna start coming with it. Because you already took the once you take the first shit load, the other person gonna you're gonna start uploading load the rest of the shit up on you. This thing right here with the and I want to go back to this comment right here that you just did that I just got from Owen Hancock here with the guys thinking that the poor chicks is easy to control. This is a problem. It stems though from this damn inherent value thing. All right, because these guys get the first off if you got money, right, more money than the other person. I'm not saying you have to be a rich person, but you got more than this other person. You got more than them. What makes you think that that person's not there for that? And you got to ask yourself, would this person be with me if I didn't have these things? If the answer to the first question is yes, this person is here for these things, and the answer to the second question is no, they wouldn't be there if you don't have those things, you already got an issue. And a matter of fact, a lot of the red pill rhetoric that they're pushing with this thing right here, this is a problem in itself. This comment that I'm pointing to right now, with the thing that you're talking about, that he's talking about in this comment with the dealing with the lower women and the hypergamy thing in itself, pretty much kind of screws you if you go down too far, because you're gonna wind up with somebody who ain't got shit. They ain't got no mental to bring to the situation. You're gonna be the only person that's. Let me tell you how this works out. I've been saying it with some of my older friends that's at my level, and just these guys gotta do all the thinking towards getting the money. They gotta do everything uh with paying the bills, all that stuff like that. And these women never learn to control their money, their own personal money either. They still wind up broke. They still broke like they was 10, 15 years ago when this guy met them. When these guys met these women, the women still at 10, 15 years later, in every last one of them situations, the woman is still broke, paycheck to paycheck. The only reason these jokers got something is because of this dude. So imagine yourself in that situation, and how would you look at the other person? Because they bitching about going on trips, but they ain't got no money. They want to do all this shit, but they ain't got no money. And then they start trying to tell you what to do about yours, because that's what happened to the other guys. That's what happens to all of them. But like I say, when you started out the situation a certain way, when you went down, you started it right there. You started that situation for yourself, and it ends up in the end with you having something, another person not really. But now you just drag a dead weight, and then the guys they start seeing that this person never had nothing to bring to the table. They had never had nothing to offer to you besides them, their body, and that's gonna run out. That's gonna run out. So when I say men should stop dating and marrying down, I'm not saying now don't smash down. I ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? Hulk smash. You know what I'm saying? But I am saying the serious relationships with women that don't really got nothing going on, and really they ain't got shit either. What can they ever possibly bring to the situation besides sex? That's why the first section of it we talked about asking for the box, because I got that comment, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that from one of the viewers, and was talking about that, and I was like, yeah, hey, look, shoot, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's gonna cause two situations. Number one, if you gotta ask for this shit, you probably already got a problem. And number two, if this Joker ain't really bringing nothing, yeah, go ahead and do it. But if they are, you know what I'm saying, which you're gonna mess up. It's a lot of different angles to this stuff, but both of these things go together. Both of them go together. A lot of guys don't know. It starts with in the beginning, which you haven't. If you had asked for the box, your ass probably was going to be doing pay to play. That's a sign. That's a sign of that. And when you dating down and you marrying down, you more than likely is doing pay to play. It's not getting called that. It's not getting called that, but it is that. It is that. When the person is saying she's there because you provide these things, that's that right there. You doing pay to play. So the thing is, what we're gonna do about it, guys? Like I'm telling you, just don't accept that no more. You can't really accept that. If that's the only way into the relationship for you, it's time to find another relationship. And it might be okay to hear this hypergamous dating thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that it matters. It goes there, straight down to that right there. Straight down to this right here. Different type of mentality. You can deal with women that make more money than you. You can. They can leave whenever they feel like it. And the thing is, that's even better for you because see that control that the other guy's looking for by dating down. See, here's the deal: if the woman's got just as much as you or more, you're gonna find out if she really like you or not because of stuff just like this comment that right here that I'm reading right now. She leave whenever she feel like it. And if she got more than you, just as much, and she ain't leaving, she don't feel like it. See what I'm saying there? If she got more than you, or just as much as you, that's why I say get that dating down. If she got more than you or just as much as you, she can leave whatever she feels like it. And if she ain't leaving, she don't feel like it. And that's when you know the deal. One of the things we keep talking about on this channel, and when y'all be tuning in on the 6 p.m.s on Saturday nights, hey, you got to stop believing that women, because they have sex with you or something, that makes you special. That's not really what it is because they'll do that jump with anybody. Two shots of Hennessy in a blunt, and that's it. And it might not even be your two shots of Hennessy in your blunt. She might gotta have two shots of Hennessy in a blunt with some dude she don't even like, and then come on there and let you smash. It might just be like that. But what I use that as a basic example to say that, hey, look, they'll do that jump with anybody. When they swipe that card for you, when they give you their money, when they ain't got no problem with you not having as much as them, that's when they like you. That's when they like you. It goes exactly straight to what the person here commenting is saying, y'all just watching. All right. If they got more than you, they got the same amount as you or better, they can leave whenever they feel like it. And if they're not doing that, they're there because they want to be there. And that's what you need. But when you're marrying down or you dating down, you can't get this same effect because the other person got a different agenda for being there than just wanting to hang out with you. Kind of like this right here. I'm gonna spit this one down right quick before we get ready to get out of here in about 10 minutes or so. Check this out. This is just like your boss. I keep bringing this one up, and you hear me in most of my videos. I'm always telling you this situation right here. Okay, this thing with a woman when you marry down and you date down, this thing is like that relationship with her relationship to you is like your relationship with your boss. Okay. Your boss can say certain things to you. He can do certain things to you until you got enough money or you find a better job, and then you're gonna tell them to kiss your ass. And that's what happens in most of the situations in this dating shit. When these guys be dating down and they marrying down, or they got these girlfriends that don't got as much as them, and they think that that's doing something, but it really is not. Basically, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be in control until this joker either fucks up and gets more money than you, because that's what happens. Y'all look at the doggone the uh the shit with the divorce rates. Okay, women initiating divorce 80%, 90% they get a degree or get more money than you, because that's exactly what happens. It goes to damn near 100%, damn near 100, y'all. The writing on the wall. If you start out with her having less than you and she winds up getting just as much or more, she's out of there. It's a 90% chance. That's not me stating that. Y'all know the stats. Y'all hear them every day on these videos. Y'all know the stats are saying that. And it is what it is. So knowing that is like, what do? You don't put yourself into that situation in the first place. That's really the whole context of the video that I'm making right now. It's better for you to just not put yourself into that situation in the first place. All right. It's better to deal with women that's got just as much as you or more. And the ones that don't have as much as you, I didn't say you can't deal with them now. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, Hulk smash, Hulk smash. But they can't get the same treatment and the same, they can't be taken as serious, because you already know that this person got a different agenda for being there. You already know it. And I want to put that on guys' mind today. When you dating down and you marrying down, you walking yourself right into that situation, and you know that it's there. You already know that it's there because you got told. So in the end, a lot of the guys in the management of red pill that complain about the bad relationships and how they end, can you really complain when you started the relationship in the bad way, the worst way that you could, with the person needing you for financial shit? Can you really be mad at the end of that? I don't think that you can. That's why I be telling guys, don't date down. You can date down. You can date down, you can smash down, but not the dating, not the serious dating like I'm finna take you now. If you got less than me, I hit it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that's going on with the guys with the money. That's all I'm doing is giving y'all the same mentality they have. Okay. We already know that women trick their own mind by okay, I can sleep with a guy who's got money, but that makes me this. No, it don't. It don't, not at all. And I'm just saying to have the mentality of the guy with the money. I'm already, you're establishing yourself. You're getting yourself to a certain degree. Keep it down in there. You're getting yourself to a certain degree. Hey, look, I'm not women that's got less than me. I hang out with them. I could do a couple things with them. They might even get to go on a trip or two. But take you serious long term, no, no. Why? Because you already got your agenda. Your reason for being here is some of these things that you can't provide for yourself. So I know if I accept that, I'm already opening the door for the rest of the other junk too. So I just leave that door closed. Can they hang out? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm already knowing that ain't really going nowhere. And the whole thing of it is if you got just as much as me, and you could do some things sometimes, and you do some of them, you know what I'm saying? I hang with that. I hang with that a little bit more. But the accept the thing about the hypergamous dating, y'all, is this right here. If you keep going down, right, you gonna wind up with somebody that don't belong in the same social group as you. And that's what's happening to a lot of the guys. When I start seeing like some of the older guys, because some of them like, my relatives, we grew up together, we done got ourselves to certain levels in life. And these women that they took, okay, you knew this chick was a ghetto chick when you got her. You knew it. And you knew, you know what I'm saying, that we done got to a certain level now, and she's still ghetto. She didn't grow with you. But that winds up being a problem. The person that's got less than you probably ain't gonna grow. They already wasn't at a certain level. They already wasn't at a certain level. So even if they grow, they probably gonna grow slower than you because they was already at a different level. You took them at a lower level, and then now you moved up. The guys be wanting out of them situations in most cases, like I got done telling y'all a little while ago, the OF thing, uh, OnlyFans, most of that's married men. Married men use that junk. You hear about sexist marriages in these videos and all this stuff. You hear about all that type of stuff. You're not hearing that junk from me because I'm not telling you how to get into something that's going to be sexless. It's going to be sexless if that person before you when you trying to go into this and that person is going into it because they're not just there for sex, they're not there because they like you, it's gonna wind up being sexist. It's gonna wind up being sexist. And you started it your own self. You started it. You got a little bit of sex so that they can start trying to get access to your money. That's really what's going on. It's pay to play. That's why when you hear the red pill guys talking, a lot of them like the Coach Greg Adams and all that stuff like that, they got this. They big on pay to play. They don't mind doing it because that's the only way they got into it in the first place. And all they're doing now is marketing it as well. You're gonna pay anyway, so you may as well do it up front. No, that's not the truth. If this broad like you, the same red pill jokers will turn around and tell you that women that like a man and let him smash for nothing. They'll tell you that same thing. They'll turn around and tell you that same exact thing. And I'm telling you to be that guy. I'm telling you to be that guy, not that other shit they talking about. Because who want to walk around doing pay to play their whole life? Not me. You know what I'm saying? Unc got gray hair. It's still trying to get it for free, boy. Unc don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because if you like them and you hanging around with them anyway, you're gonna help them out anyway. You're gonna if they doing you right, you're gonna look out for them anyway. Most guys are gonna do that anyway. Even me, even Uncle Scrooge do that. But if you ain't getting you ain't got nothing to help me out with. I ain't getting nothing but booty. That's no, they done saturated the market with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. All right, you if you were with a woman that she could fly out any place and she could do anything she want to, you got to be somebody she like. If this person is spending their time with you, they want you so they can do something else. The problem with the other situation is this other person, when they could do something else, they just won't because they can't really afford it. If if this woman got to be with you because she can't afford her own life already, that's a problem, y'all. That's a problem. You finna be carrying some dead weight, and that shit gonna get heavy over the time. That's why I saw with the guys, man. These jokers walking around, all this extra stress because it's already hard enough to make it for yourself, and then you gotta try to make sure you take care of somebody else too. That's why you had them guys. You hear the stories. They're talking all that junk, And I get it. Yeah, you stressed out to put you up, but homie, you put yourself right in that situation. When you took a woman that needed you, you went down. You went down, you did the hypergamous dating. I get it. But see, when you went down, that woman's agenda wasn't just being with you. And that's when you're gonna start having a problem. That's why it winds up being sexless. It's like it's no surprise to it, guys. It's no real surprise to it. It not at all. The only thing is that you got these guys that when and it's not them waking up either, because a lot of guys I hear them in the red pill and the manosphere, men are waking up, they're waking up. No, it ain't. It ain't. It's just that this junk been in your face. They need to swallow that red pill. The junk been in your face the whole damn time. Only thing is that most guys can't take no more of it no more. And you already know that when you doing what you out here, you dating these women, and that's why the thing with the money has become such a problem. When you listen to all these red pill channels and all this stuff like that, and a lot of this stuff like that, that's why I'm making stuff about, hey, stop marrying down, stop going down, stop dating down. Don't do that junk in the first place, and you won't wind up having this problem. You ask for this when you go. You ask for a permanent pay to play situation when you go into a situation with a woman based on the fact that you can provide or give this and that. And when I say provide, I'm not talking about you can pay the bills your own house, because see that's the deal with that right there too. If you can pay the bills your own house, that's still providing, because guess what? She should be moving into your junk. You should never be moving into hers. So if you got a house and you good and she want to move in there, the bills is paid. Why? Because you already paying the bills before they got there. You didn't need no help with her to pay the bills when she got there. So see, that one don't work. The problem is you got this junk where women want to have their own shit and they want you to be helping them with the bills and junk in their house or paying on their car, but your name ain't on. Like, there's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff. But the thing of it is I seen guys doing this shit. So I can't sit there and say that the women are crazy for wanting it, because I seen guys doing it. And you done seen guys doing it. And what I'm saying is that's the part of the problem. That's part of the problem. They won't call it that. They won't call it that. They try to call it doing what you got to do, but no, the hell it ain't. Actually, you messing shit up. You hurting your own self, number one, and number two, you're messing it up for other people. A lot of the manosphere red pill really is stabbing itself in the damn back. It's stabbing their own self in the foot, and they not looking at it that way. But that's why I got this channel. It's stuff like this right here to start dropping comments and dropping things to let guys know that, hey, look, man, you really don't got to put up with the garbage. All right, it's really about you making a decision inside of yourself that that ain't gonna be the same for you no more, and acting accordingly with that. I like the comments I was getting tonight, you know what I'm saying? Especially the one about like, hey, look, when you with this chick and she can do whatever she want, yeah. And she hanging out with you, it's women. I know a woman right now, you know what I'm saying? It's like women I date right now. Some of them they could be with other guys, they could do shit, they got their own money. But I know if they hang out with me, that's what the hell you got to be wanting to do at that time, because I know you can get somebody else. I know hell when we go out on dates and shit, hell, niggas be damn they're looking at these bras, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit. It's like might have to damn near about smack a nigga. Good looking and shit like that, but you can take care of yourself too, and you got your own jump. And that's what I want to be around. And that if I'm gonna be around anything long term, that's what I am gonna be around. And I suggest that to other guys too, because if she can't leave because of money, do you really want that feeling? Is that what you really want inside? Going back to, I'm gonna go back to this comment because it's a good ass one about the red pill, the red pill guys and dealing with the poor chicks and stuff like that, and the control. Because when you do pay to play, bro, what you doing really is you looking for control. You're looking for this person to not be able to walk away from you because they need this little bit of shit from you, or they need whatever it is you give them. That's what these people is looking for when they're doing this. That's what, and when you dating down and you marrying down, you actually are looking for that. That's what you're looking for. It's an easy way of getting into a relationship with a woman. But what you're doing is you're asking for pay to play. You're asking for it, and then when guys get to pay to play, if they ask for pay to play, they be upset. When you date down, when you marry down, and when I say down, I mean you go below what your pay grade. This woman is several levels below your pay grade. Your ass is doing pay to play. I'm gonna drop it short about it. Matter of fact, the more I'm thinking about it right now, it's something that'll make a good short because that info need to be put out. You doing pay to play. When this joker right here, that the word provider and shit like that, it don't mean what guys thinking that it means. That means you paying for everything. You paying for their shit. Them not having to think. That's what provider means. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna wind up having the same respect for this woman that you probably got for your kids. If you got any kids, the same amount of respect you got for them. If you don't got kids, you're gonna wind up having the same respect that you got for that person, that homie or that person or that cousin or whatever is always hanging around and ain't got no damn money. And if y'all want to do something, you always gotta pay for it and everything like that. You're gonna wind up having the same level of respect you got for that person. That's what you're gonna wind up having. And that's what I see with the guys getting in that's coming out of relationships now. You know what I'm saying? They come out of relationships later in life where we're at right now. And they can't respect this person because hell, it's like having another kid in the house. That's what it is. It's like having another damn kid in the house. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. And the thing of it is I have to tell some of my uh homies, you knew this was coming, bro. You knew this was coming when you was doing this with this chick. You knew that she wasn't gonna grow. You knew it, and now you here. So you got a choice to make. You can either a stay there and go ahead and take it for the kids and all that everything else, or you can go on about your business. But you already know it's gonna happen because you the one with the most. So you ever notice when you start hearing these stories, they tell them a lot in the manosphere and the red pill and shit like that too about guys not wanting to lead a relationship because they're scared of losing everything because they not stayed in that shit. So no, they already know. They know too that this joker, they know this person. So I'm trying to point something out to y'all tonight. I hope y'all getting that. They know this person. They know them. And they know if they leave. I'm watching it happen right now. It's guys that I'm trying to help them. They're trying to set up uh CD funds and stuff like that. Hey, to start accumulating money for their own self, but they're trying to keep their wife out of it. So because they probably trying to go. And they need to have enough money to be able to go. And they already know that when they leave, she get finna get most of their shit. They know it already. You knew it when you signed the paperwork. You knew it when you was doing it. But the thing of it is if you didn't date down or you didn't marry down, you probably wouldn't run into that situation. And she probably wouldn't really want to leave either because she's got just as much to lose as you. With when you got the woman and she's, you know what I'm saying, in that situation because of money, all right, she can't really leave. We already went over that one. When she got just as much as you, yes, she got something to lose too. She got something to lose too by leaving the situation because if she go, she okay. Most women not gonna run into guys that know how to handle business. We finna get to the other comment that I just got in a minute here. Most women not gonna run to guys that know how to handle business, and they know this. So if you got a woman that's handling her business, and she gets a hold of a man that handle her business, and she likes this guy to handle his business, she probably not gonna leave that. because their options and their choices are low. It's like I keep saying, the manosphere and the red pill, they keep talking about all this inherent value that women can. No, they don't. Women options is low as hell. They all want a rich guy, and most of them can't get it. Their options low as hell. I don't even see how they even thinking that women got them damn big of options when they all want a rich man, and that's like 1% of the fucking world. So how you got all them options? Rock with me on that tonight, y'all. On that one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Myron couldn't hold on to his girl because the thing of it is what you're saying in this one. It's not leadership aspect. This right here is a problem with your freaking personality. This woman can't like you. No matter money can't make a person like you. Okay. And I'm gonna go to the same damn example I be giving at other times. Right? Watch this. Your fucking boss. When the relationship with women, if you look at it from the point of view, especially when the woman got less than you, you're the freaking employer. And that's your damn employee. She works for you. When you're doing pay to play, it's the same thing. It's the same shit. When you're doing protect and provide, that's the same thing. The broad works for you. The Anton Daniel guy that gets on this shit all the time with his fucking circle jerking himself off all the time on the damn camera by his wife, her not having to pay this and all this. Go home and tell your damn wife that she gonna have to get a job and start putting some money into this shit and see how long that lasts. The pay to play thing is one damn way of locking the woman in. It is. It is. They'll be locked in. But the thing of it is they're not locked in because they like you. They're locked in because of that money. That's why I keep telling y'all, like the red pill guys, they real quick to go to the damn red pay to play. Coach Greg Adams is a bad one for that shit. Oh, look, I'm up too. But you get your old geezer ass off the goddamn internet, homie. Tell these niggas to pay to play. That's the wrong answer. It is. When you pay to play, you definitely dealing with somebody in a lower tax bracket than you. With prostitution, is gonna work that same way the whole time. You're not gonna if you because it's the direct thing of this right here. What's happening is this right here. With the prostitution and stripping and shit like that. Let me tell y'all a little something about what I call that speed dating. Okay, you doing the same thing that you doing with the regular woman to get to the same shit that you trying to get to with the regular woman, except that with this woman right here, all the negotiation and shit is up front and right in the face. It's not no you ain't got to catch no social cues. You ain't got to do none of this junk right here, like like I'm talking about right now, where you got to have to be a likable person. All this junk like that. That's why the red pill guys like it so much. They pay to play. You don't have to be likable. You don't have to be likable, and you definitely dealing with somebody that's got less than you. That's why they got a hand out. So you got to understand that one. The whole aspect of that pay to play. It's not just going. It's not just because they're broad walking the street. It's all the relationships and where you got to put money into it. It's every last one of them, even the marriages. That's why they wind up like I'm telling y'all now about the end of the other thing, the end of some of these marriages that I'm seeing right now. That's happening with some of the older guys that I know because the shit was pay to play. And then once this joker done got older and don't look the same, can't move the same, and all they got to bring is hitting it. And this and now at this point, that's all you got. You can't really do that no more either, or you ain't doing it right, or you ain't doing it enough, or your body don't look the same way that it used to be. And now you don't put all your money into this. I'm telling you, I'm watching this shit with my own eyes. With some of my other homies, I'm watching it now. I know these women, and I know the 10, 15, 20 years. It is the baby mamas. I know the kids. I know all this shit. It's kind of some of the reason why I make the channel. Because I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could tell y'all niggas about this type of thing, and they can avoid it. But I'm telling you how it happens. It happens with the dating down, the marrying down, the taking a chick that's way below you. Because you're gonna to get the money that they want, you're gonna have to grow. The kind of money that they want somebody to have. This is why you got these guys that want to be drug dealers, a football player, basketball player, this type of shit. They want that fast ass money because it's a lot of money that don't really require thinking. All right, it just require really guts and gall and being able to move fast. If you gotta think to do this shit and invest money and stuff like that and take risks that you're gonna lose, you go a whole different route than that person that getting it in those kind of ways, like a rapper or a drug dealer or something like that's like hitting the lottery. It's not the same as somebody who worked their whole damn life and now they got just as much money as the person that hit the lottery. That joker's gonna have a different mentality than the person with the lottery. That's how most people that hit the lottery go back damn broke. You didn't know that? That's some the poor people finance and just drop it on y'all right there. Most people that hit that damn lottery go back broke because they didn't know how to do the money anyway. And the same thing with this is what Kevin Samuels was telling them chicks. Your ass is not going to get that rich guy. And the reason why I'm starting to see it, I'm seeing it now. Me and my friends, we moving to these levels, the late 40s and stuff like that. It's like when he was saying it's gonna happen to you, and you getting a certain amounts of money. But I'm saying like this right here. I'm like, man, hey, these broke bras cannot come to they don't fit in this shit. And matter of factly, if you bring this bitch across the tracks over here and put it in front of these other jokers, that's got a little bit of money, they finna go to tearing their ass up because she's a holder there. See, y'all gotta start understanding there's all these social levels and stuff like that, and they matter. They matter. You take that ghetto chick over there to the rich side, and all the rich jokers, they got the money to pay. It's like you hear about these girls, they call them the porta potties and stuff like that. They go over there, fly over Dubai and all this stuff, let people shit on, do all that stuff right there. Yeah, because they got the money. They got the money. So what's gonna happen when you think gonna happen that when you take this broke broad is with you just because she need her bills paid around somebody that can throw her $5 grand and let her hit it, let him hit it and going back with you. You can't take the broke mentality around that other shit anyway. It's the same way like when guys tell the passport bros, if you're a passport bro, you watching this right now. You know you can't. You may as well go to that other country and stay. I don't live in the other country, and I will tell you like this: if I go to another country to get a wife, I'm staying there. I'm not bringing her back to America for her to get damn corrupted with this bullshit and the feminism and junk like that. It's the same thing like this. It don't take one or two bad apples to ruin a damn punch. And you got a lot of shit festering here in America. So if you gonna do that, I'd go stay. You bring that broad back here, she's gonna get infected with all the other bullshit. You don't know what's gonna happen. She resisted, that'd be good. She don't, well, you gonna get other shit. I don't pay for sex, I pay her to leave. Yeah. It's not him not believing his personality, his essence is enough. He knows it ain't. He knows it ain't. If you ever look at all if you start to look at the red pill guys, man, they always got this sense of bravado about themselves. Okay. That's why they believe women got this inherent value, but they full of shit with that. I mean, we just got done explaining. I ain't gonna start explaining again. Smoking that damn, smoking that skunk, and that jump right there make you start talking about some shit and be redundant with it. But the thing of it is, hey, look, they got to understand that the people from the outside can see you. They had this thing about themselves where because they're trying to cover up the fact that they don't got no personality. That's why I pay you to leave. I pay you to leave, right? It's not because you don't want her around, because you want to joke around to get this, right? The thing is, they can't maintain a relationship with the woman to the point to where she can be around and hang around. That's why they got to pay for this every transaction. They think that they'll sit there and tell you that you're gonna pay for it, but think about this, man. Some of the reason body count counts so much is because we know that if a woman is in a relationship, if you've been in a relationship with a woman, right? It's not about the individual guys that she's getting. If you stayed with a dude for 3 years, think about this, guys. How many times some of these women that you done been with for years, how many times you fucked that bitch? A lot, nigga. A lot. Y'all let that sink in for a second. You gotta think about that. How many times when this chick is in a relationship, that you're not paying for this shit the way that they saying it. See, they paying every transaction, every transaction, every transaction. No. If this shit like your personality, she like being with you and being around you, this joke will hang around you. Sometimes you be fucking this bitch 2, 3 times a day, especially if you like with me. I'm retired. So if there's a chick hanging around with me, bro, look, probably get up in the morning, go get her something to eat, come back, hang in the house, be smoking, chilling, watching TV all day. I'm gonna be beating this bitch back out all day till she got to go back to work or something. So I don't understand how they saying that shit they doing is cheaper. Because when you got to pay it every transaction, and they gonna bust your head right there because they can't nickel and dime you. They ain't getting no 20 here and there. Whether they want all their shit up front right then. Right then, you finna pay hardcore right then. I can't see how that's better. I can't personally myself. But you're right on this one. The guys they already know, man. They know that their personality and the people. That's why when you go down, when you do the like with the comp with the thing I got going on tonight, when I'm talking about the men stop dating and marrying down, when you do that, you also take this hit to your personal self esteem. And you started in the beginning. A lot of the red pill guys are the result of that, in my opinion. Guys like Coach Greg Adams, shit like that. They was married before, shit like that, but they was doing pay to play the whole time anyway. That's why they see it as nothing. When they was in relationships, they was doing pay to play. It wasn't the broad wanting to be there. It was them doing pay to play. And now it makes sense to them on the outside of it just to see if you wouldn't have been trying to be in control because you got the money, that wouldn't have happened to you. Because check this out. Women gonna be with a guy that they want. They're gonna be with a guy that they like. They're gonna do that. He ain't gonna have to have shit. And the red pill guys will tell you this. That's what kills me about it. They say they accept the truth, but they don't want to accept that. And they said, drop the comment, y'all. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, because they tell you this junk. They say this shit. They break rules for alphas. They break no. It's not about them breaking the rule for alpha. They're doing what they want to do with somebody that they like. and because they like this person don't have to do what another guy got to do. So with that understanding of that right there, man, I would tell most guys to avoid this dating down and marrying down thing, to try to date women that like you by doing like this right here. If you go out there and you put yourself out there in the environment, right? And up the environment of where you hang out at. Now it's okay to hang out in some of the lower level areas too if you can do that, you know what I'm saying? Like I got some Jordans and I got some Gators. You see what I'm saying? I might wear some go to this place and I might wear one of them go to this place. You see what I'm saying? I know when I go over here with the chicks wearing the Jordans, I already know they know Unc got a little bit more money than them. They got more money than the other guys around them. I know why they want to hang out with Unc. Unc might hang out with them, but Unc ain't taking them serious long term. Even though some of them ask for that. Like I said, I had women, man. That little light skinned chick one time. She told me straight up, shit. Yeah, if you finna make me a housewife, I'll do that, bitch. You a housewife? You tired of paying your bills and stuff? Because she said it too. No, 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 thank you. No, thank you. My shit good at my house, and you know what I'm saying. And you can come hang out whenever you want to, you know. But yeah, if you feel that way about it, why even want to be part of this? You can go ahead. That's the type of mentality I'm trying to get guys to have. Don't want somebody to be around you because you providing for them. The marrying down, the dating down, that's been trained on the guys, but it's not a good thing for you. It's not. Because the thing of it is it's gonna have you in a situation. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. It's gonna come out them years later, especially if you stay with one. Them years later, your ass gonna be wore out like I see some of my other homies right now. They trying to figure they either way out of it or get enough money up and doing shit on the side and stuff like that. It's like, you know, keep it down in there. So it's like you can let it get to that point if you want to. You can let it because you let it faster, but you're starting it in the beginning. What you got to do is doggone get out there, be around women, the ones that respond to you in positive ways. You talk with them, you make some relationships with women. Get to know them a little bit before you really go to asking them out and shit. Talk to them a little bit. The dating thing, y'all. Let me tell y'all a little bit about this before I get out of here tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all how to do some of this shit. That's an interview. All right. This shit, you're not taking her on this date. This is what these guys get a misunderstanding with. You're not taking this broad on this date to damn impress her. Like I be trying to listen to these guys when they start talking about the dates and stuff, they start talking about how much they cost. Hell no. That's the problem right there. You shouldn't be going on a bunch of big ass. Matter of fact, like, I just met a chick the other day. uh, I told that broad to meet me at Chili's. We got a triple dipper. That shit was $16.99. And bitch, uh, you want these mozzarella sticks and eat this right here. Got a couple of them wings and a few drinks. $30, $40. That's it. Well, it was a little bit more than that because I had some tequila. I had some tequila, not her. She got $6 margaritas. That's it. Two of them. $6. Six a piece. So it's 12. But it ain't cost so much what I was drinking. I sat there and I talked to her, A, B, and C, found out a little bit not. I'm like, okay, this bitch right here is crazy. I didn't tell her this, right? But what I'm gonna do is ask for the box. Like that's the first subject. I just got done telling y'all both of these things go together. I decided that at this point right here, I put this bitch into a certain category because I'm sitting here when I go on a date, I'm finna sit here and talk to you. And I'm finna listen to what you saying. And they ain't finna try to change your mind about shit. You sound sensible, I start talking with you. You sound like a fool, I'm finna play you like one. So what I do is this right here. I already know this motherfucker off the chain rocker. You ain't somebody I'm finna take serious. Not at all. So I'm finna ask you for the box. I'm finna do that. And because I don't have anything to lose. Not at all. I know this shit ain't going nowhere. Not for me. It might be for you. You might be thinking that, but y'all see how that's going. You know what I'm saying? That dating thing, y'all, people doing that shit to try to impress the other person. No. You go to that motherfucker, hey, we finna get this right here. Or shit. You ask them what they like and you get something cheap. That's that. Because you ain't there to spend your money up like that unless you gonna have you a couple of shots tequila, something like that, or whatever. Yeah, yeah. But then they finna get a little bit, and then you gonna talk to them, and then you gonna at this point you can determine where the hell this motherfucker sitting at. But nowhere in there should you be giving off the impression that you trying to impress the other person. No, that ain't what you here for. Like the red pill motherfucker was told the bitch ran late too. She ran late. I would have left. I would have been going. I would have been there. Man, please, bitch. You thought I'm finna be late. Okay, no problem. Have some tequila but until you show up. Because I'm going to this shit anyway. I just invited this motherfucker. Y'all gotta stop going on that junk for them. That shit for you. I'm just finna take you over here instead of inviting you to my house. I'm finna take you over here. You eat a little bit something. I'm finna talk to your ass, see where your head is at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, depending on how you roll, the women that like you might try to settle with you quickly. Yeah, yeah. See, like exactly this right here. Like same thing with that. Hey, women, man. Let me tell y'all something. They not playing. If they see you and they already know that you in a certain position, and this is the deal. Like, what I'm trying to tell guys, just get your shit, get your money, get your house, get your car. All right, you move to the other side of the track because that's already gonna make the bitches on the other side gonna become easy. Because that's what they're looking at anyway. All you gotta do is move into their view. You want the regular everyday average chick. Move up to a little bit above average. You can do that in a year because if you keep your damn money instead of spending on trying to be rich for broke bitches, you actually wind up being rich. Y'all think that sit in that's shot to the dome, okay? Because I'll tell you, that's what I'll be doing, man. I ain't playing that shit with these motherfuckers. I'm not, look, girl, I'm not taking you out here to try to impress you. I'm going to this right here. Do you want to go? She said, yeah. Okay. Meet me here at this time. We meet there. I'm gonna have me a couple of drinks. I'm gonna ask her, okay, what you want to get? She's gonna talk about, okay, go ahead and grab that junk. Cause I ain't taking you nowhere where I can't afford what we gonna get, and you not going nowhere. Like some guys would take a chick somewhere, and then based on what she get, they're like, okay, well, shit, I ought to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I ought to be getting some points because I could buy this stuff and all this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. No, it ain't even that way for me. By the time you get to the place where you might order something that might piss me off, if you order it, I've been smashing the hell out of you. And that's how I think the rest of y'all should do it. By the time you get to going on them kind of dates right there, to where you order like shit, man, I'm home when that girl ordered a damn $30 plate the other night. And when she got it, she didn't like it. All right. Now, they gave us something else to of lesser value. However, I would have been pissed if this was like a first date or something like that. But this chick I've been smashing the hell out of this shit. Matter of fact, it's a chick that I've been telling y'all about that the dude bought a Mercedes and junk like that. I've been smashing this chick for like 10 years. I don't care if you ordered a $30 plate and you didn't like it. Because we are, shit. I'm gonna hit it later anyway. And tomorrow, then the next day, and you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? So with the dating, I would tell guys to stop with the trying to impress. You want to interview, not impress. You're there to interview them. You're the one asking them. You get there, you talk to them a little bit, you see where their head is at, and then you need to start making a decision if you're finna ask for the box or not. And then, hey, am I dating down by doing this? And if I'm dating down, I'm working towards marrying down. So, do I really want to continue on this course of action? You got to ask yourself that. And you're going to answer the answer going to be no. If you ask yourself the right question, you're going to get the right answer. The problem that I have with like the red pill and the manosphere stuff is they're not asking the right questions, and you saying stuff, but the stuff that you're doing is gonna it's gonna cause more problems than anything else. It's kind of like with the comment that we went over earlier with the control thing and the money and that's really what that's about. That's why I say stop marrying down, stop dating down, guys, because all you're doing is trying to exert a form of control. Is really what's going on, and you don't want to be that person anyway. You don't want to be that person. Okay, so that's been the basis of today's conversation, y'all. The thing talked about the most today here. Once you get this woman out on a date, talk with her a little bit, go over a little thing, and see where she's coming from. Then you need to make a decision on the two things we talked about tonight. Is it time to just ask for the box, or am I dating down? Am I putting myself into a certain situation that I might want out of later? And then you can go from there. All right. So I suggest for most guys that if you're going to be out here doing this thing, you got to start having your own. You got to have something inside of you, all right? Your own self accountability and your own self respect, so your own self esteem. Your self esteem has to be high, okay, in order to make this work. If you don't have high self esteem of your about your own self, you're gonna falter with this thing right here because the majority of the stuff out there is telling you that you can't think like this, but you can. And you probably should because most guys is probably moving on up in life and stuff like that and getting to certain higher levels, and you just can't bring the dust with you. All right. Don't forget about no Dusty Bras movement, okay, that we got here in 2026. But I'm about to get out of here on this one, y'all. Uh, just remember, it's the time to ask for the box. It's the time to not ask for the box. We went over how to get past those today. We talked about, hey, look, uh, if you ain't got nothing to lose by dealing with her, you go ahead and ask. If you got something to lose, then you got to consider that. And remember that when you get to the second one with the date and everything else, because those two things kind of, if you got to ask for this, you kind of finna start getting some of the other resistance when you get to the other one. But when you get to the dating down and the marrying down, it's like, hey, look, am I willing to take care of this person? Is really the question that you need to ask yourself. Do I really want to take care of somebody else? Is that worth that to me? There's gonna be a lot of self-sacrifice. I seen, like I tell y'all, I keep telling y'all, they got these guys been seeing them in a relationship for 10, 15, 20 years now. There was a lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of shit that he couldn't have, he couldn't do. And then now you're in this situation. So it's something to think about, y'all. But I'm finna get out of here on this one, y'all. Make sure y'all get like, subscribe, share. It was good talking to everybody tonight. I appreciate all the comments that I got. Y'all be back next weekend at 6:15. I don't know what we're gonna talk about yet, but it'll be fire. It'll probably be something that comes with some of the comments and stuff that we would talk about this week because uh most times people come to tell me something real good during the week. Like the comment that I got last week about when she asked for the box, that was a good one. That's what we started talking about this weekend. So I see y'all this weekend again at 6:15 p.m. on Saturday. If you new, get like, subscribe, share, join the journey, drop the comments, let me know what you're thinking. And we're gonna get out of here on this one. Been charged down this day, Go Hard to Go Home channel. And we out of here on this one, y'all. Peace.